Well, the 38th pitch about to be thrown by Mason Kelly. And it will be thrown to Cade Farr, the pitcher. And this one high and inside for ball one. Cade Farr, by the way, in that last inning threw 40 pitches. And that doubled his total. He's up to 68 in this game. He takes one on a hanging curve, or more of a slider, that didn't really do much, but this one just skied into center, and Seth Moss underneath it. And on 2 pitches, that will do it for the first out in Cade Farr. Here in the top of the fourth, a 3-0 Brook Hill lead. And here comes Logan Britt, the center fielder. Quiet last night for the Saints, and this one inside, and a little ole out of the way by Logan Britt. And Logan Britt 0 for 3 last night with a strikeout. But man, was that a loud out when he flew out to left in the bottom of the 6th last night. This a 2-hopper deep in the hole over a short, and the throw will not even remotely be in time or on point, as Connor Carson did get to it but couldn't turn around. His momentum was falling away from the throw. And on with an infield single is Logan Britt. So one away and a runner on at first for the Saints. Britt 15 for 18 on stolen bases on the year. And here comes the catcher, Mason Speaker. Quick check over at Logan, over at first, and he dives back in. Mason Speaker, as we said, moved up in the batting order. He was batting 8th predominantly for the entire season, sometimes in the 9th spot, but in the 6 hole today. And this one, a nice slider outside part of the plate away from Mason Speaker for strike 1. And Mason 0 for 1 today. He ground out the third back in the 2nd. This pitch will be hit into the gap in the right center field. It falls and will continue rolling. Logan Britt around 2nd, and he's held up at 3rd. The throw comes into the infield, and there you go, a stand-up double on 2 pitches from Mason Speaker, the junior, who has really picked up his game in the second half of the season as Andrew Bird comes into courtesy run at 2nd for Mason Speaker, the catcher. And nice speed for Andrew Bird, though with Logan Britt in front of him at 3rd. There's no opportunity to maybe swipe a bag unless something gets really crazy inside of Mike Failer's head. Although he is called for this, this steal at home before. As we all know, Cedric Bowman in the next to last game of the regular season. Here comes Will Shipman. He will hit in an RBI single into shallow center. 1 run comes home, and Andrew Bird holds up at 3rd, and that allows on the throw to the infield Will Shipman to come in. And little Will Shipman has just been crucial in these last 2 games. It went 1 for 2 last night, actually last 3 games. And Will Shipman aboard with an RBI single. Andrew Bird over at 3rd, and the Saints are on the board. A 3-1 Brook Hill lead as Logan Britt comes in from 3rd. Here comes T. Love, who was hit by a pitch on the 5th pitch back of the 2nd inning. And this one high, right above the letters as T lays off, which is a rare thing for T. He's a very aggressive swinger at the plate, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's a 312 average. He'll go after those balls out of the zone. And a la another third baseman, Adrian Beltre, he'll make contact. The 1-0 pitch, this one high and inside as well, too. And patience serving T-Love well. As only 10 strikeouts on the year for T-Love, considering as many times as he swings the bat at an at-bat. But he hasn't done so in this one against Mason Kelly. Runners at 2nd and 3rd for the Saints, 1 away. And this pitch, there's a swing and a miss on a nice slider that drifted way outside the plate and actually caused the catcher, Josh Jenkins, to shimmy to his right and actually keep that in front of him. 2-1 as T-Love was looking for the fastball and got the slider, and we'll see what Mason Kelly offers up here. The pitch right down Main Street, and this one at the belt and fouled off. So there is a generous, not only foul territory here along first and third base side here at Tillery Field, but also to the backstop. You can nearly park a school bus long ways from home plate all the way to the fence. The 2-2 and a little tapper that'll roll, and this will be a question of where to go. Yes, and over at second, Carson Richards throws it for the force to take T-Love out, but that brings in another run from third in Andrew Bird, who is running for Mason Speaker. So 2 runs have come across here in the top of the fourth, and Will Shipman also advanced to third. So runner still in scoring position with 2 away for the Saints as they try to manufacture these runs back. 2 away, runner at third. And Cedric Bowman, the number 9 hitter. This a breaking ball, and that freezes Bowman at the plate. Nice pitch by Mason Kelly, who is, as we said, not really, and by his own admission and by his own coach's admission, Austin Reed, not a strikeout pitcher. He doesn't do it with velocity with a fastball in the low 80s. But this one is a fastball inside. He does it with a side-to-side movement. Not a little too much inside for ball 1. 1-1 the count to Bowman, who is 0 for 1 today. But sometimes for batters who are used to going against fastballs that are in the mid to upper 80s, even 90 mile an hour, that one's down in the dirt. 2-1 the count. When you come up against a soft thrower, well, that might just be just as difficult as going up against somebody that's throwing 94 at you. 2-1, and that's a breaking ball that falls off the shelf before it comes to the plate. And 3-1, a hitter's count to Cedric Bowman, who last night was 1 for 2 and a walk and stole a base last night. Cedric Bowman takes a cut at this one and misses it with the bat. Back to the top of the order after Bowman, should Bowman reach to Jacob Speaker, the junior shortstop in the on-deck circle. The payoff pitch, this low and outside, and Bowman will take the pass. And runners now at the corners for All Saints. And here is the aforementioned Jacob Speaker, who's having a brilliant day today. 1 for 1, 2 singles. And here comes a conversation on the mound by Brook Hill. And we'll step aside while they briefly talk things over. Shouldn't be too long. Stick here with our coverage here at Texas24.net on the Texas 24/7 television network. And if you missed any of our coverage of this TAPS postseason or the Saints regular season, all games are, of course, live and streaming, but also archived there at Texas24.net here on the Texas 24/7 TV network, including last night's 3-2 win by Brook Hill, and in the opening salvo from Mason Kelly too. Jacob Speaker is a called strike. And Speaker with runners at the corners, 2 for 2 today with 2 singles. And this one drops a little low around the shins for ball 1. That evens up the count with 2 outs and 2 runs already come across for the Saints. A 3-2 Brook Hill lead. They lead the series 1-0. Taking off is Cedric Bowman, and no throw as he swipes second base and runs past second base. He bounced over it, and currently right now as he landed on the bag. And here comes Mike Failer to check on his right fielder, Cedric Bowman. And we'll stick with our coverage here on the Texas 24/7 network. And there's Sasha Shapiro, the athletic trainer. Cedric Bowman had taken off. By the way, it was a called strike to Jacob Speaker, but Sasha Shapiro, the stellar athletic trainer for Fort Worth All Saints for all of their sports, runs out. he was a little surprised. I saw Bowman just take off and at the last moment look to see if there was a throw. That diverted his attention away from second base. And then possibly, at first I thought he might have injured his wrist, but it looks like his foot seems to have maybe caught the turf. And he'll take a walk back to the Saints dugout, and that's a considerable loss for the Saints, whether it's permanent or not. As Cedric Bowman, not only a good outfielder, has turned into a very solid hitter in the bottom half of the lineup for All Saints, but also a threat along the base paths, as you saw right there. So we'll see who comes in as the courtesy runner, and it appears to be T. Laughlin. And T. Laughlin 3 for 4 on stolen bases on the year as a junior. And T came in last night in a pinch hitting role for Andrew Bird. But we'll see if that's a permanent fixture. Because of the injury, Cedric Bowman would be allowed to come back in and reinserted into the lineup. Back at home plate, Mason Kelly will pitch the 1-2 with 2 away and runners at second and third to Jacob Speaker, whose right foot is on the back part, and this one way outside on a slider to even up the count and push it to 2-2. And Jacob with his back right foot right on the back chalk of the batter's box. So the 2-2 with 2 away and 2 on at second and third for All Saints. The deal, and this one, a little tapper back to the mound and an underhanded throw from Kelly over to first to Ty Overbeek, and that retires the Saints here in the top of the fourth. But they cut the lead down to a 1-run game. 2 runs come across, and it does so on 3 hits. No errors registered, and 2 were left stranded along the base paths. Now a 3-2 Brook Hill School lead, headed to the bottom of the 4th inning. We'll be back for that for you here at Texas 24/7 Television Network.